Hey there YouTube. Today I'm going to try and do my first YouTube video. Never done one, but I figured I see a lot of people out there doing them. Some people are doing a really good job, and some people, frankly, are dropping the ball. And I like to do a series of short videos just to give you guys a good taste of some of the available reasonably priced tools out there. So let's get started here. Today I have two Leatherman in front of me, and I'm going to talk a little bit to their similarities and their differences and why you may be interested in purchasing one over the other. So on the left here I have a Leatherman TTI. This is the titanium edition. And on the right I have the Leatherman Wave, which is basically the same thing except made with more conventional materials, not quite as fancy, but all the exact same tools. Now I'm not going to get into every little detail. I'm going to try and focus on the big picture. I like to think big picture when I do things like this. You know, that's really what's important when you're trying to make a decision on if you're going to buy the Leatherman TTI, the Charge, or the Leatherman Wave, or anything really. You want to think big picture. How are you going to be using this tool? What features are important to you? And where is your money being spent the best? So, in general, the Leatherman Charge TTI is going to be made from better materials. You got a titanium handle. You have, just a better layout with some of the plier features. You have the biggest feature I'd say is the S30v Steel. That's the big selling point for this blade. I have 3 or 4 S30v Steels, and it is a good steel. I will definitely attest to that. This is about $100 knife or so, depending on where you pick it up. I call it knife, you could call it multi-tool, but I think most people agree the primary function can be a knife or the pliers. So I guess the question is are these extra fancy materials in here worth twice as much as what's in your Leatherman Wave? They have literally the exact same tools. I'll just show you here real quick. You got your standard blade. I guess that would be your serrated edge. We'll get to that in a moment. But very, very similar blade shapes. Again, S30V on this one, and then your standard, standard knife steel of whatever choice you have. So yes, this will have better edge retention and stuff. But frankly, I've had this one for 2 years. I use it not every day, but a couple times a week at work, cutting boxes, carving on stuff, whatnot. And you see this blade is still in very good shape. I don't leave it outside or anything like that, but the blade actually holds up really well. I've never had to sharpen it. Yeah, it's lost a little edge, but it's doing pretty darn well in my opinion. And then I showed you the serrated edge already. Let's get to that real quick. This one has a little fish hook on it, and that's kind of a neat little feature. Am I ever going to use that? Probably not. Is it worth the extra money just for that fish hook? No. It's kind of cool that it's there, but I would not pay extra money for that fish hook. One thing I did notice about it is Leatherman has done a good job. They've tapered in the hook on either side, so it's not going to catch you in your pocket or something. That was something I was concerned about when I got this knife, is that it'd be tapered on one side, leaving a rough edge for you to catch on your hand or something like that. So that was definitely good. Leatherman is very good about paying attention to details. Even, yes, it's a higher end model, but even in their Wave, the details are there. It fits in your hand nice. It's you can see there's a rounding on the edge of the blades there. It's not going to cut you up. It's very well thought out design, and that's why Leatherman's where they are today. It doesn't matter what Leatherman you get, you're going to be getting a good deal. But if you had $100 to spend, which one would you want to get? I mean, it's really the differences come down to materials. You have slightly different configurations, and this one has a crimper in it, and this one does not. But these are the differences you're talking about between the two models. They're very minute. They both have the same tools in them. They just got a bottle opener, and well, what do you know? In the exact same spot, this one's got a bottle opener. I mean, they're really the same tool. This one's stuck today. I think I got some using this for something the other day, and I got something on it. you know. So I mean, they have the exact same tools. So what's it come down to? Well, here's what I think it comes down to. This one is more cool. That's what it comes down to. This one's nicer. It's a little bit lighter in the hand. I think some people would argue that it's a little bit slimmer in profile when it's collapsed. Not by much, but just by a little bit. It doesn't really look it. What the hell? Oh, got that on the wrong side. Doesn't really look that much slimmer, but you know, it just feels a little bit lighter in hand. So that's something that's nice. If you're carrying it day in, day out, having a lighter tool could be beneficial. But that's what it comes down to. So if you're using this as a work tool, taking it to work every day, using it day in, day out, I would highly recommend you get the Wave. It's not going to let you down. I've abused this thing. I pride on it. You know, I've really hammered this thing hard. I mean, nearly a scratch on it. You know, I abuse it within the limits of the tool. Obviously, I'm not out there, you know, trying to crack a safe with it. It's abused within the limits of the tool, and it stood up very well. And this one, I'm sure would hold up to the same abuse. But if that's all you're going to be using it for, then get this one. You know, this is a good beater tool. I'm going to put this one in my survival kit personally, since I have this one now. They're both very capable tools, being, you know, obviously the same design essentially. So why would someone spend twice as much for this tool over this tool? And I think the question you got to ask yourself is, you know, do you want something that's cool? They're both cool, but this one is cooler. That's really why I got it. It's cooler. That's it. That's all I have to say about it. Both exact same functionality. So I just wanted to bring that into a video. You guys, I see a lot of YouTubers going over the little specifics, you know, oh, this has S30v, this doesn't, you know, this one's way better, and that's bullshit. This is a very capable knife. You will not be disappointed. But that does not detract from the value of this knife in any way. I still went out and bought this knife. I held it. I held, you know, the knife before I purchased it. I said, you know what? The exact same knife with different materials, I still want it. You know, I'm a big Leatherman fan, and I always will be probably, you know, as long as they keep up what they're doing. So, yeah, thanks YouTube, and yeah, go post in the comments. Let me know. It's my first video, so obviously I have room to improve. So see you guys in soon.